Alright, this is going to be my little review on the Shinra full dress uniform and the ceremonial sword for Zack and the Centipede for Matt. I'll give you guys my reaction, a little review maybe, what my personal take is on these new items. Now this is a brand new banner, it is not part of the Rebirth event, so these are not limited. These should be around forever. Visually, I think this stuff looks great. Like, this looks really nice. Zack, you are killing it, man, in the visual department. This looks amazing. This is, in my opinion, this is Zack's best looking outfit. What do you guys think about that, though? Maybe some of you like the Halloween outfit better. I don't know. But, yeah, I think it's weird that Shinra has a dress uniform, and we didn't see them wearing dress uniforms in the parade in the original Final Fantasy VII. What's up with that, Shinra? Why do you have dress uniforms and you don't use them? I don't know, maybe they'll be in Rebirth, I'm not sure. But anyways, that is not the point of this video, but I do like the visuals. I think it looks great. Let's get into the dress uniform first. Now, first things first, we're seeing a trend. We never saw the stats that this uniform has before until Yuffie came out. And now this is the third person in the last month and a half or so. Yuffie, Aerith got it, and now Zack. I'm waiting for Barrett to get it because I use Barrett for a lot of buffing and debuffing, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, Zack himself does have a lot of buffs and debuffs. I was actually looking over his items, and he has I believe four P defense down weapons. 4? Applebot? You want to change it up a little bit and give us, you know, a little more for Zack to do? He has 4 weapons that do P defense down. But anyways, he also has, you know, he can do M defense down. He can also, he's also with a Black Whisker. He's one of the only people, actually, I think at this moment in time, he's the only person in the game that can break water resist. So he can do water resist down, and this kind of thing will help greatly with that. This is actually a perfect outfit to wear with a Black Whisker build. You raise the HP, you can never have too much HP, right? And the buff debuff extension, so this will help with the water resist down and the P defense break that Black Whisker brings. So, not a bad outfit if you like that kind of thing. And then there is the ceremonial sword. Now this thing has the most damage of any weapon we've ever had. Keep in mind though, it is 5 ATB, which is a bit more than the usual attack has. But it also does P attack increase, so keep this in mind. 1,400% physical non-elemental damage, that's humongous. Plus P attack increase up to high at OB6, I believe. Yeah, it goes from mid to high at OB6. That's a pretty big deal. So not only does that do just insane damage on its own, and even raises his damage further beyond that because of the P attack increase, so it probably does more than what it looks like it's going to do because of that every time you use it, no matter what. But that also frees up another character's slot or his secondary weapon from having to cast P attack on himself, or having another character P attack buff him or something like that, you know? So, because you get them both done within the same maneuver. So it's pretty good, I think. I'm not sure, I'm not fully sold yet on the 5 ATB attack. That I'm unsure how, like, the DPS is going to be, if it's going to be easy to interrupt via how long the animation may or may not be. I'm unsure. I don't know how it's going to play out in the long run as far as that goes. Personally, I'm going to skip this stuff. This is not limited though, so hopefully I do get this later on down the line, you know, from tickets, maybe even wishlisted if I don't have other things that I need at the moment. But if you're a Zack main, for example, I could see people wanting to go all in on this. I could understand that. It is a very hard-hitting sword for sure. And it might even be like best in slot for certain like scoring events when there is a score on the line and you have to do maximum damage. I think usually those max damage hits are done with LBs or summons, but you never know. This attack might like edge you out on some fights. Like if it's a fight you don't have enough time to build an LB or a summon, and you can manage to get this off earlier and just get a hard hit for a bigger damage and bigger score. I don't know. Anyways, I am gonna skip, but I do see the power in this. I can understand that it is very strong. I don't necessarily think it's a must-have. I think this is the strongest physical hit in the game though. Physical non-elemental hit in the game, I should say. And that being said, The other close contenders would be Tifa and Cloud. Both have very hard-hitting physical non-elemental damage weapons. Not as hard as this, but they're also both limited and not available all the time. And this is. So that's the good thing about this, is you can always get it. You don't have to worry about like, oh, I missed OB6, right? I'm stuck at OB3. You can just get it from tickets or wishlist later. So that is always a huge plus in my opinion. As far as the R abilities go, P attack and physical ability potency, always solid. That's just going to make, you know, it's going to just work for him. And then you have pretty standard materia slots. Alright, so that's what I think about the Zack thing. Again, I'm going to skip this. I'm not going to pull on it. I'm going to continue to save for some of the characters that I tend to main more. I do love Zack, and I love his Black Whisker builds and everything. And I think this dress uniform, like I said, goes super well with Black Whisker. But, yeah, I'm still going to save. Alright, now let's get into the Centipede. This is the new Matt weapon. Now this thing is also very interesting. It's another kind of very powerful looking weapon, except this is a healer. So this will cast a heal on everyone for 59% healing potency on all allies, but also P defense increase on all allies. Now this thing is only mid P defense increase first cast, so if you want to get high you have to do it again. But still, the fact that it does a full heal and a full P defense increase is pretty crazy. Like, those two things in one, that's a pretty nutty combo. Now, of course, P defense isn't going to work on every fight because some enemies don't do physical damage, they only do magic damage, in which case this heal isn't going to be quite as good, because if you look, it's only 59% potency. And he has Prime Number, which I believe is like 74% potency. So Prime Number's heal is actually stronger than this. But Prime Number doesn't add P defense as well. So it depends on what fight you're doing, on which one of these you would rather use. I believe both are 5 ATB if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's very interesting. I think in fights where P defense, especially AoE P defense, where it matters for the whole party, like floor 70 in the tower, this could be very, very useful there. Very useful. And I think currently most people use Barret on that floor, but maybe this weapon will cause people to not use Barret and use Matt instead. Not really sure. I will say though, as far as the R abilities go, this is insane. I think like a sub-weapon for Aerith, this could be like best in slot for a lot of Aerith builds. Because not only does it have huge heal, 54% heal, which is almost level 7 by itself, which is crazy. Now, if you're using it as a sub-weapon, obviously it wouldn't be that high, but, you know, just by itself. Now, for Aerith, it's got heal and buff extension, and I know I personally always use Aerith as a healer first. Well, usually main slot healer, or maybe sub slot, whatever. She's usually a healer and buff / debuffer. Sun Umbrella, or even her new her wind debuff thing that also lowers P defense. This is only going to help that, you know? It's going to juice her heal up for, you know, with using the fairy tale, and then juice up those debuffs that she's spamming, make them last longer. I think this item as a sub weapon is actually really nice, and I do plan on wishlisting this just specifically for an Aerith sub-weapon in the future. It's just pretty crazy. As far as the materia slots go, the heal bonus is interesting, I guess, if you wanted to put a cure on him, so he could have a very strong single target heal, and then magic attack boost, so he can help support with some magic attacks as well. But yeah, for me, the standout of this item, not only the fact that it does two things, you can't write off weapons that do two things, right? Because that is a huge thing. Being able to do two things frees up a weapon slot from someone else, or an ability slot from someone else, and lets them do something else, or his secondary slot, you know? So being able to do two things at once is awesome, and both of today's weapons can do two things at once, so that is always a huge plus. But yeah, for me, the big thing of this weapon is the fact that it is an amazing looking sub weapon for Aerith, because I'm a big Aerith fan. I'm a big Aerith player, I should say. Now, last things, let's get into the wallpaper. Let's check out Zack's wallpaper. I actually hadn't even looked at this yet. This is my first time seeing it, and it's in Aerith's church. Wow. So there you have it. There's the wallpaper, and that's it. That about does it for my little review of these weapons. Let me know what you guys think about them. Are you pulling, or is this a skip? For me, it's a skip, but I don't know. I'm curious what other people are doing. I'm not free to play or anything, but I'm a very like frugal spender, I guess. And I really just, lately I've been pulling on like Tifa, Cloud, Sephiroth, Aerith. I did pull for something for Yuffie, but she's still not even usable for me, so I regret it a little bit, not gonna lie. But I was caught up in the new character hype. And then also Barret. I love Barret, and I did like main him for a long time. He just hasn't really got anything new, nothing to pull for. But I think if Barret did put something out, I would probably go for it. Anyways, that's all I got. Let me know what you think. See ya.